Hi, hello, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is PJs and Pages, and I'm Danielle. I am a stay-at-home mom. I read a lot of books, and I record bookish content, so book reviews, vlogs, book unhauls, unboxings of my Fairy Loot and Illumicrate and Owlcrate subscriptions. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Today, I think we're going to do a day in the life. I've got some exciting things going on today, and I was going to be in the area of a Barnes & Noble, so I thought it might be fun to take you on a little shopping vlog. First, we're gonna go to the zoo with some friends. We've got to go to the Target, and the Target happens to be near the Barnes & Nobles, so I just can't help myself. So we're gonna go to Barnes & Nobles, and then we'll do some shopping at Target. I'll do a haul, and then we'll probably do some homeschool with my son, get a little reading in if we can. And yeah, I just want to take you along on my day because it's gonna be good fun, and might be fun to see where I get some reading in, where I don't get some reading in. Some days are just more heavy on the reading and some are not. Today's probably gonna be a lighter on the reading, although I'll probably get a lot of reading done tonight. So yeah, come along with me. So, change of plans. We are not going to the zoo. We looked at the air quality for today, and apparently it's like unhealthy to go outside. What is going on, USA? So, we're thinking about going to like an indoor trampoline park. I think I'm still gonna take him to the store first. So we're gonna go to the store, and then I'll just bring in my groceries if I have to, so that way they stay cooler. Or maybe I'll take a cooler with me. So that way our groceries stay cool in the car. And yeah, so still same Barnes trip, but different fun activity for the munchkin. My kid doesn't want to play with me. He wants to just play by himself and with other moms. It's cool. We're almost done here, and then when we get home, I will do an unhaul of everything that I got at the Barnes & Nobles, because I got a lot more than I meant to. But there were some really interesting books there that I just had to pick up, so we'll see. Hi, we are back from the trampoline park. It was a lot of fun. Alexander had a blast. He actually jumped around, which I was shocked by. And he played with balls and with blocks. So it was good. It was a good time, and he did not fall asleep in the car, which is superb because that means that bedtime is a normal bedtime today, and I don't have to worry about staying up with him till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So definitely a plus because it means I'm gonna get to read tonight. And now I am going to do a haul of my bag of books from Barnes & Nobles. And I'm gonna start with something that is not a book. It's a non-bookish item. Well, I mean, it's bookish because it's Barnes & Nobles, but it's not like a reading book. And that is this journal. It is called The Self-Helping Myself, a guided journal to help you discover and uncover who you are and how you got there. And it has this beautiful blue cover with these like mountains on there. And it's the same brand as the company that did my gratitude journal, which I love, but I can't find anywhere. So I figured in the meantime, while that journal is missing and until I find it, I can get started on this one. And basically it just has some prompts that, get you to think a little bit deeper about yourself, your motivations, your hopes, your dreams, the way that you handle situations, and just think about those things in your life. So it has guided questions like, for example, a random one. Spend a whole day keeping track of every single thing you could possibly feel gratitude for, from waking up in clean sheets to seeing the moon and stars before you go to sleep. Keep your running list here and look at it when you've had a hard day. Take comfort in all of the good things in your life, big and small. So that's more of a gratitude type question. But we also have write about a time you were moved by someone else's art. Maybe it was a movie that made you think, a museum visit that filled your heart with unexpected emotion, or a simple meal made by the best cook in your family. How did the experience come about, and how did it affect you? So just little things like snippets to really get yourself thinking about yourself deeper, on a deeper level. Has a friend ever broken up with you out of the blue? Reflect upon that time and what you learned about yourself while it was happening. What do you think about it now? So there's just a bunch of little prompts in there that I think will be really fun to answer. Next up, I have let's do my son's book haul because it's one book and it's really cute. I'm really excited about it. And it is The Night Gardener by the Fan Brothers. It is so beautiful. I don't know if you can tell, it's got like silver lettering on it, and the illustrations are just gorgeous. I mean, so beautiful. Let me see if I can get to a page. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. It is just so gorgeous. I mean, I'm so impressed. And basically, it's about this little boy who wakes up, and in his town, all of a sudden, strangely, these topiaries start coming up out of nowhere overnight. Like someone is making these topiaries. And so he stays up late one night and he follows this man that looks suspicious. And the man is the guy making the topiaries. And so he follows him and he joins him in his topiary making scheme. And basically they make a whole town of freaking topiaries. How cute is that? I mean, it's precious. And it even talks about the seasons and what happens to the topiaries when fall and spring and winter comes. I just think it's so beautiful. The illustrations are gorgeous. It's unique. It's a unique storyline. I think it's short enough that my son can handle it being read to him now. And I love the illustrations. And I think because the illustrations are so pretty and it's such an interesting topic, it'll be one that grows with him as he gets older too. So really excited about that find. I'd never heard of that book. And I'm excited to see what he thinks of it. And then I went shopping for me. Now, I meant to only buy myself one book, and I came home with 3. But hear me out. One of them is 80 pages long. So is it even really a whole book? Come on. And then another one is a book of short stories. And yeah. And then the other one is a full-size book, the one that I was originally just gonna get. Now, these books are different than anything else that I've read in a while, and I'm kind of excited about it. I think my tastes in literature are changing. I might become more of a literary girly rather than just a fantasy rom-com girly. I mean, I still love those things, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm branching out. I think I'm becoming more well-rounded. And I've noticed this with time, like every year I read more and more of it. And this year I think is the year that I'm going to read more, especially if I'm not reading as many book club books anymore. So That being said, I'm going to start with the book that drew my first attention, which was a Pulitzer Prize finalist winner, The Idiot, yes, by, who's the author? Elif Batuman? Elif Batuman? Is there a pronunciation guide in here? No, there's not. We're going to pretend that I said that name right. Elif Batuman. Okay. Basically, I'll read you the blurb because I don't know how to explain this, and I never had to explain literary books before, so I'm just going to read about it because it sounds fascinating to me. The year is 1995 and email is new. Selin, the daughter of Turkish immigrants, arrives for her freshman year at Harvard, where she signs up for classes in subjects she has never heard of, befriends her charismatic Serbian classmate Svetlana, and almost by accident begins corresponding with Ivan, an older mathematics student. Selin may have barely spoken to Ivan, but with each email they exchange, the act of writing seems to take on new and increasingly mysterious meanings. When the school year ends, Ivan goes to Budapest, and Selin heads to the Hungarian countryside. Her summer does not resonate with anything she has previously heard of about the typical experiences of college students, but rather is the beginning of a journey further inside herself, a coming to grips with the ineffable and exhilarating confusion of first love, and with the growing consciousness that she is doomed to become a writer. With superlative emotional sensitivity and mordant wit, Elif Batuman dramatizes the uncertainty of life in the cusp of adulthood. The Idiot is a heroic yet self-effacing reckoning with the terror and joy of becoming a person in a world that is as intoxicating as it is disquieting. Okay, so that sounds fascinating to me. I don't know why. It seems like a really great character study, character analysis of this woman, young woman. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this one. It is a Pulitzer Prize finalist, and I have found that I do really well with the books that are on those lists. The writing is fantastic usually, and the stories are interesting. So we're gonna read The Idiot by Elif Batuman at some point here. Then I was passing by, I don't know which section it was. I think it was just like short books you could read in a day. And this cover caught my eye. It is absolutely fascinating, and it's tiny. Like, you can read it in a day. It's 82 pages. So this one is called Kappa by, and forgive me if I butcher the name, Ryunosuke Akutagawa. It's Japanese translated fiction. And basically, it is a short novel with a magic spell all its own. Poignant, fantastical, wry, melancholic, and witty. Scaly, child-sized creatures from Japanese folklore, kappas, look something like frogs, but with a sharp-pointed beak, and are infamous for drowning unwary toddlers in rivers. Ooh. The novel is narrated by patient number 23, a madman in a Japanese lunatic asylum. He recounts how, while out hiking in Kamikochi, he spotted a kappa. Deciding to chase it, like Alice pursuing the white rabbit, he tumbles down a hole out of the human world and into the realm of the kappas. There, he is well looked after. He makes friends and spends his time learning about their world, exploring the seemingly ridiculous ways of the kappa, and noting many, not always flattering parallels to Japanese customs around morality, justice, economics, and sex. Alas, when he returns to Japan, he is disgusted by humanity, and just as Gulliver misses his beloved companions, the Hoyahunums, I don't know how to say that, I'm sorry, patient number 23 begins to pine for his old kappa friends. I get the reference to Gulliver's Travels. I just don't know how to say that word. Have never been able to. So basically, it's a classic because it was written between 1892 and 1927 when this man was alive. So he's like a prestigious literary award is named after him in Japan. Like, I don't know. I've never heard of this before though. And the cover is just, it's beautiful. It's very intriguing. And I am excited to read this. It is super short, so don't know when I'll get to it, but it'll only take me a day to read. Then I was going to the kids section, and I was passing by horror, and I wasn't gonna stop, but they had one facing right out in front of me, and the cover caught my eye. Look at that. Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung. And it is another translated work, and this one was actually shortlisted for the International Booker Prize, and is a collection of short stories. So I don't really read a lot of collections of short stories, but I watch, is it Jack Edwards? And he reads a lot of them. And he really recommends them, especially for getting to know new authors and things like that. So I'm gonna give it a shot. And this sounded absolutely fascinating. This is a stunning, wildly original debut from a rising star of Korean literature. Surreal, chilling fables that take on the patriarchy, capitalism, and the reign of big tech with absurdist humor and sometimes literal bite. From an author never before published in the United States, Cursed Bunny is a unique and imaginative blending horror, sci-fi, fairy tales, and speculative fiction into stories that defy categorization. By turns thought-provoking and stomach-churning, here monsters take the shapes of furry woodland creatures and danger lurks in unexpected corners of everyday apartment buildings. But in this unforgettable collection translated by the acclaimed Anton Hur, Chung's absurd, haunting universe could be our own. So, the head follows a woman haunted by her own bodily waste. Ew. The embodiment takes us into a dystopian gynecology office where a pregnant woman is told that she must find a father for her baby or face horrific consequences. Ooh. Another story follows a young monster forced into underground fight rings without knowing his own power. The titular fable centers on a cursed lamp in the shape of a rabbit fit for a child's bedroom but for its sinister capabilities. Ooh. No two stories are alike, and readers will be torn whether to race through them or savor Chung's wit and frenetic energy on every page. Cursed Bunny is a book that screams to be read late into the night and passed on to the nearest set of hands the very next day. It sounds absolutely fascinating. So, yeah, I'm really intrigued to read this. I don't think I've ever read translated Korean works before. Same with translated Japanese works. I've read translated Portuguese, and I've read translated Spanish. Yeah, I don't think I've ever read anything from these cultures. So this is going to be two Asian cultures, which is very different from, the United States. So reading is supposed to be about opening up your horizons and broadening your horizons. It's supposed to be about broadening your horizons, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read some books from people that have very different perspectives than me, and it's very different than what I'm used to reading. Lately, I've read a lot of fantasy, a lot of romance. I haven't been reading a lot of lit fic, and apparently that is about to change. So, very excited about this little haul. Very different haul than what I'm used to. But I like that my style is changing. I like that it's growing with me, and I hope that you guys enjoy watching it grow with me too. So if you have read any of these books, please let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear. I've literally never heard of any of these 3 books. Haven't seen them anywhere. Actually, you know what? No, I haven't. Maybe The Idiot. I feel like I've seen this around because when I saw it, I was like, ooh, pink, pretty. I was like, oh wait, I've seen this one before. So besides it being pink and pretty, I'm pretty sure I've heard of it because it is it was almost a Pulitzer Prize winner. So yeah. Anywho, if you've heard of these books, please let me know in the comments below, and hopefully I can give you some feedback on what I think about them real soon as I've read them. So today, for the rest of the day, what we're going to do is, my son did not nap in the car, so bedtime is sacred in this house if I can make it so. So we're gonna go to bed at a normal time, and I'm going to read after the fact. I am currently reading The Enchanted Hacienda by J.C. Cervantes and enjoying it. It is a magical realism about, very similar to Encanto, girl from a magical family, doesn't have magical powers herself, forced to basically save the family. Anywho, it's really good so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna probably read that while I can. Maybe if we go outside for a little bit, I can read while he's doing his exploration thing that he does. He doesn't want me to participate. He just wants me to be there. So we'll probably do some homeschool activities and yeah, dinner, and that's it. Am I cooking dinner tonight? I am. I'm cooking dinner tonight, so I'll take you through cooking dinner with me. And then that'll be the life in the day, man. Like, I'm happy. We went to Barnes & Noble's. We went to a play date with our friends. We had a good time. So now if I can get some reading in, that'll just be the cream on the top of the day. On the cream on the top of my lavender cream iced chai tea latte. I don't know what it was. It was delicious. If you haven't been to Starbucks lately, the lavender cream top thing on top of the iced matcha tea latte, 5 stars. 5 stars. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to my son, and I will catch you guys up in a little bit. After such an action-packed day, I am not feeling much like cooking, and there are leftovers in our house. So what we are going to do is we are going to make some of those leftovers with one of these handy-dandy Knorr pasta sides and call it a day. So here goes nothing. So it is nighttime. I have picked up most of what I needed to pick up for the day. My son is asleep for now. I've got the monitor on. I'm sure you can hear it in the background. And I set up things for preschool for tomorrow, but we've got like a lot of stuff planned, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'm gonna be doing some more cleaning tomorrow. Since today was more of a fun day, tomorrow we'll get down to business. But I really want to read my book. So I am going to do some planning just to make sure that I have a plan for tomorrow. And then I am going to spend the rest of the day reading. And it is, what time is it? I don't know what time it is. I'm using my phone. It's probably like, I don't know, it's gonna be 8 now. So that gives me a good like hour before my husband decides he's gonna come to bed, and then I have to switch to my Kindle. And I actually am reading a book on my Kindle right now. I'm currently reading the first of the Murderbot Diaries, All Systems Red by Martha Wells, and I'm really enjoying it. Science. I've been saying that I want to read some more science fiction this year, and this one is really, it's filling my cup. So it's the book I read right before bed, so usually I only get to read about half an hour to 45 minutes before I knock out. But since it's so short, hopefully I'll be done with it by this weekend. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, get some planning done, and then read some more from The Enchanted Hacienda before my husband comes, and I before I get to read Murderbot. So come and see. All right. The little man has already woken up once. My husband is coming to bed, and I am gonna get started reading All Systems Red. It has been lovely taking you guys on my book shopping journey today and the little bit of reading that I got to do, and I will hopefully see you in the next vlog. Bye!